YouTube channel. Okay, so getting into the video, I want to talk about different series that I watched throughout 2019, you know, similar to the last two episodes, you know, the films and albums, not necessarily have come out in 2019. I know quite a few of these, well, yeah, quite a few of these didn't, two of these didn't come out in 2019. In fact, no, three of them didn't come out in 2019, but I watched them in 2019, so that's what I'm recapping what I had throughout the year. I'm not entirely sure. I've recorded all three of these before the first one goes out, so I don't know if you guys have really understood that or not. That's why I've said it at the start. Got a lovely glass of Pepsi. Today work killed me. I am knackered. Not that it killed me. I've just been knackered all day. It's just been one of those days where I just want to come home and go to bed. But I'm going to stream after I've recorded this and edited this, and then upload a load of videos overnight and just have an early-ish night. I'm not going to stay awake too long. I'm not going to stream for too long. I just want to get done what I've got to get done, and then I'll go to bed. That being said, let's get into the video. So, the first one I want to start with is Stranger Things Series 3. You know, the past 3 years have seen the rise of Stranger Things as a series and as sort of like a franchise and like a big thing on Netflix. Stranger Things was something that I didn't want to watch straight away when the first season came out. You know, I'm not into my horrors. Not that it's a horror, but you know, it's probably one of the darker series I've watched in terms of. That's gonna make me sound so weird, but you guys know what I mean. It's not particularly like comedy, is it? Well, it is. Quite a lot of it's funny. So Stranger Things Series 3 takes a much more different turn to how the other two did. Whilst the other two really focused on, you know, the character build up and, you know, getting to know the people and more of the relations between them, this one really threw everything in a different sort of spin. You know, we know who the characters are now, we know what they like, what they don't like, what the sort of feelings and emotions are. So let's try and play on a little bit of friction between the group, and I like that. That was a very good sort of direction to take it in. I enjoyed the action sequences. I definitely 100% enjoyed the whole of the last episode. It was such a good way to bring it all together, and a really nice send off in the last episode for certain things and certain characters, to make you think if they don't take it any further, or don't take it any further with certain characters, then that's fine, that's okay. It didn't leave it like they didn't kill anyone off, spoiler alert, but they did like close down certain avenues that could be explored. However, they did have a lot of sort of little hints, little seeds that they can plant. But yeah, I've just had a coughing fit, I apologise. So there are little things that they can allow to grow if they decide to take anything else further with it, which is pretty cool. The next series I want to talk about is Sex Education. Now, this one for me was really cool, but for a number of different reasons. We had what was primarily set in Britain, yet made very Americanized. You know, they made the school look like an American school. They had the clothes look very sort of, you know, in the UK, if you go to school, you probably wear a uniform. In fact, you do wear a uniform. In America, I've known, well, I'm pretty sure I don't know whether you do or do not wear uniforms. But in this one, they didn't wear a uniform, even though it was set in Britain. I'm going to choke again in a minute, I apologise. I've been really suffering with this cough. It's not even like a croupy cough or like a chesty cough, it's just like involuntary half the time. Anyway, so it sets around this kid having a sex therapist as a mum, and him deciding, you know, I want to make, well, between him and what's the face, whatever the other girl's character is. Both of them going, we can make a bit of money off this if I try and get the clientele in. I know what I'm talking about. You know how to speak to people and, act as if you're in therapy. And the whole point is educating other children about sex. At the same time, there's these relationships building between many different characters, many different sort of like hard-hitting points between a variety of characters that just ring true with a lot of people. And so, all in all, I think it was one of my favourite series of last year, just because it was something new. Quite a lot of these are either things that not necessarily have been done before, but there are variations of it out there. Whereas Sex Education was something that was completely new. Yes, it was sort of like a teen drama. Yes, it was sort of like that high school setting, but the actual plot and the actual storyline behind it was something relatively new, and it was quite refreshing to watch. Season 2 drops pretty soon. In fact, when this goes out, when does this go out? This goes out 15th. So when does Sex Education Series 2 come out? Let's have a look. Oh, the 1st of May. Oh no. January 17th. This comes out for 2 days time, guys, and you can sit and watch season 2. Anyway, so I thoroughly recommend this. It's really funny. There are so many comedic elements to it. Asa Butterfield, I've seen him play multiple roles. I genuinely think he's one of the most underrated talents to come out of either the UK or wherever. I think he's from the UK. I've got to Google a lot of these. But the whole of the cast, he's born in Islington, London. So he began acting career at 9 when he was in and the comedy film Son of Rambo. I love that film, by the way. Son of Rambo is sick. Really good film. And then he's been in The Space Between Us. That's a sick film. Ender's Game. That was good. Miss Peregrine. He's been in so many sort of... He was in Boys with Striped Pyjamas as well. The Boy in Striped Pyjamas, sorry. He's one of those that's been in so many good films, yet doesn't really seem to be known too much. I mean, he's known, don't get me wrong, but not like Hollywood level actor. But I think he's up there. He's one of my favourite actors. In terms of being underrated, not one of my favourites, but one of the most underrated, and I think he's great. That sort of thing. Anyway, moving on to number 3, we have You. Now, I haven't watched season 2 yet because that came out recently. I need to watch that. It came out 2nd or 5th of January. It came out the 2nd of January. Pretty sure. I watched this not knowing what it was about. I just heard a lot of people say, wow, You on Netflix is sick. It's really like deep and dark and a bit mysterious, and I was like, wow. And then I sort of read into the plot, because with films, if I know that I'm going to go watch it regardless, I never tend to look at the trailer because I don't particularly want to know what it's about, unless it's like a big hyped up movie where like Avengers, where you know that something's going to happen anyway. You watch the trailer, or Star Wars or anything like that. With series, I always watch a brief description, because series is something that you put your time and effort into. You sit and watch a series for a while, and so there's no point in putting an hour or 2 hour, multiple hours, like 10 to 15 hours, depending on how many episodes and how long the episodes are, into a series that after 3 episodes I'm like, why didn't I just look at the trailer? Because I know what I like and don't like, sort of thing. Anyway, I watched the trailer for that and I was a bit like, oh, this could be good, and I put it on. It was fantastic. It is a very, very good series. There are many points you can pick at and say, like, come on, how's he got away with that? How's he doing this? How's he doing that? Has no one noticed this? Has no one noticed that? However, it is a really, really sort of clever, sinister look at the mind of sort of like a sick, plagued individual. Yet you develop this kind of love for the character and this sort of warmth towards the character. And I mean, he's even had to go on, whoever plays him, had to go on Twitter and say, guys, you shouldn't be loving my character, you shouldn't be liking my character. Just because people are like, I really fancy this geezer, and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you're not meant to like me, I'm a serial killer. You know, he's a stalker, yeah, whatever. So it's a really, really good series. I thoroughly suggest you check it out if you haven't. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most of you will have checked it out. Next is Jack Ryan Season 2. Now, I watched Season 1 way after it came. I think Season 1 came out like 2017, early 2018. And I watched Season 1 way after it came out. Like, it was middle of last year, I think. I thought, I haven't been using my Amazon Prime, let's see what's available. Jack Ryan's on there, I thought, oh, that might be cool. Watched Season 1. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I will admit, it was really, really good. Really well put together. And I thought, that's really good. Where do they take it with Season 2? Because do they go with the same theme, or do they go after a different person or a different sort of area? What happens to Jack Ryan himself, sort of thing. So, you know, that was the sort of process in my brain. I didn't realise Season 2 had come out until I did a similar thing where I thought, me and Becky were sat down and we were like, what do we watch on Netflix? Couldn't really decide on anything. Thought, actually, we'll check Amazon Prime because we don't often go on that. And then I saw that Season 2 had come out. We didn't end up watching Season 2, but I had it in the back of my head. I was like, right, when I've got some spare time, I'll watch this on my own. Watched it, and my God, Season 2 did not disappoint. I think last year was a bit of a low in terms of how many films I watched, and a much better year in terms of the series I've watched. In terms of quality, you know, I might not have watched as many, but I made sure the ones I did watch and have watched are top notch. If that makes any sense. So, Jack Ryan Season 2 really follows on from him being like that field analyst. No, sorry. Analyst turned field expert and field researcher / task force person, whatever. He's been following this trail of money and arms and whatnot, and so have other government organisations, and they've got to go link together. And he finds this girl who's technically an agent but is a little bit rogue and is following her brother or lover, ex-lover or whatever it was. And whoever's in charge they really struggle to find out who's killing these people, and it's just a full-blown espionage type of series where they try to infiltrate both they're trying to track down one person whilst also trying to pin all of the actions of this one person on a political figure in another country, whilst also trying not to ruin relations with said country, but also trying to prove the fact that they are doing something. And it's very, very good. It's good if you like the actiony espionage, like, you know, if you like James Bond as a film and them sort of action films, you'll like this as a series. There's a lot of that. We need to track this person down, we need to find out who they're working for, what they're working for, how they're linked, how this is interlinked. Who can we trust? I'm not too sure. Can we trust this person? Yes, no. Can we trust this person? Yes or no? And it's very, very good. Now, moving on to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is a bit of a different series, something that I'd not usually watch. But it's called 60 Days In. Now, it turns out these have like a gazillion series based in different states in America and different prisons and whatnot. But it's all very... It is a docu-series. We saw it advertised on either Facebook or Instagram, something like this, me and Becky did. And we both thought, oh, that looks quite interesting. Is it on Netflix? And lo and behold, season 1 or whatever technically is the season that's on Netflix if you search it. We sat down and watched the first episode. It's basically about a prison officer, the warden, is his name the warden? Whoever runs a prison, anyway, whose state runs the prison, is in charge of everything, and his right-hand man. he took over from an ex-warden who was found guilty of corruption and, you know, allowing things to happen in this prison that shouldn't have been happening anyway. So, as a bit of a test, they they got 6 civilians who all had different motives. They picked them specifically for the role, you know, they had applicants and whatnot, and they picked these 6 specifically to go into the prison disguised as inmates, hence they're 60 days in. They had to spend 60 days inside this prison with, like, completely undercover. These civilians act like inmates and, you know, report back to the warden when and if necessary, sort of thing. So, but you know, in prison, snitches get stitches, so it had to be completely covert and under wraps. None of the staff at the prison knew about it. They hired a TV crew and had this whole backstory of them filming new inmates and interviewing new inmates. So anyone that did end up in the prison that was a first timer or a new inmate also had to be interviewed as if it was like part of this whole different series they were doing, whereas they were only collecting the clips for the people that were placed in there. Anyway, they chose an ex-marine who, you know, wanted to just help out and wanted to really go into the Drug Enforcement Agency. And one of the big problems was the fact that these people were bringing in cocaine, heroin, was snorting an outrageous amount of different, you know, medicinal drugs, you know, prescription drugs that were given to them. There's fighting, there was gang leadership and all that, and it spread over about 8 or 10 episodes. There was one guy there that was a teacher who was adamant that the whole prison system is just beyond fucked and there's nothing they can do to really improve it, so that's the reason he went in there. He went in thinking, once you know who I'm talking about, and if you know who I'm talking about, he's a dickhead. He's the biggest nonce, the biggest just idiot that could ever walk this earth. He went in there thinking it was going to be easy. He went in there with this whole attitude, and he saw his experience completely differently to how everybody else in that prison saw it. And it was just, every time he was doing something that was stupid, I had to keep thinking back, going, this guy's a teacher. This guy teaches kids. This guy is just an idiot. There was also a female police officer, because obviously they couldn't just have males going, they had to really populate the is it F group or F cell? F block for female block or whatever it's called. So they had 3 females. One of them was Muhammad Ali's granddaughter. She went in, but obviously if she went in with her real name, then people will know who she was. So she went in with a completely different sort of name and whole story. These people had to go in with backstories about why they were stopped, why they'd been arrested, why they were put in county jail, this, that, the other. Anyway, lots of different people went in, and for me, the ex-marine was the best guy. He's the one that got in with. He clicked very well with people. He knew how to sort of play the stick to what I'm taught sort of thing. If I've said this is what I'm staying. This is what I'm staying saying. You know, he did well getting really in at the top, and then was moved cells and was quickly in at the top again in another cell. And at the end of it, had to report back. Anyway, there was 6 people. Very, very good docu-series. It's really gripping and really entertaining. And yeah, it was just, for me, an excellent series to watch. Now I'm going to leave it there for part 1 of my series. I've got plenty of series. There's 4 more left to do, and I want to sort of go into detail about the last couple. So I'll leave it there. Part 2 will be on its way pretty soon. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I shall catch you in a little